morning everyone. We are here to discuss about able to perform well in examination. In my opinion, uh, parental support is the best way to being performed in examination because as I stated before, our parents know us as well than the others, so they know to how we are study. Then they also have more experience in study life because they have been faced the student life, so they know how to convince or giving an advice to us about study skill. So, do you think the same way that as I think candidate A?
I think our parent has experience during their study life, but different people have a different way to study. I think the point that parent support that are not relevant to for certain students to perform well in examination. How about you, candidate C?
Um, I think the student the most important factor which contribute the good performance in exam is experienced teacher. Because the experienced teacher has know how to score the mark in exam, so they will help the student to score the mark in exam. Um, they will more focus to get the mark to help the student pass in exam, and they will teach the technique, the good method to help the student to improve in their study. So how about you, candidate D?
Um, I think about the experienced teacher. Uh, can the teacher lecture anytime to their student?
No.
Sorry to interrupt, but I think uh, the experienced teacher is the most beneficial because the teacher is already teaching a lot of students, um, in plus with their experience with their year of teaching people. So I think they know how the question will be. They know what question is going to appear in our exam. So the teacher will uh, more introduce with the question, so they know how to teach the people or the students to score in the question. So I think that's a good idea.
Then how about self-discipline? If I'm not mistaken, self-discipline also can contribute students to perform well in examination, because self-discipline can create them well in examination. First of all, they can make a schedule for their study, and he can manage that time well during study and during other activities.
Sorry to interrupt. About the time schedule, I think it's hard to student to follow that schedule. My idea is peer influence, because if the one of them in the college as a roommate, if one of them wake up earlier, they can influence all of the roommate to wake up earlier to go the class for earlier, and uh, study some subject before going to class.
Excuse me, before I going to your point that im- im-
peer.
peer influence, I want to discuss about the self-discipline first. That I think for self-discipline, not able to be performed in examination because um, the not everyone can can be study with their self only, because there are some people that need guide from the others, such as teacher, parents, and others, or friends. So for the self discipline, I think not everyone can go through the idea or the point. So about the peer influence, I think it's good, but uh, there's sometimes there are also have a
Advantage.
bad people that is not focusing on their study, but more to video games and others. So that I think uh, that is my opinion.
That's true to a certain extent, but um, uh, what the talking about the candidate he said just now is true. It's hard to us to find a good peer influence in our life. So if in situation we get a bad roommate, so we can study effectively. So it may interrupt in tribute our study in room, and that effect to our exam in real life.
That's a good idea, candidacy. Your influence will bring a bad habit to a student if they meet with not a good influence to him.
So I think the best point for the being performed in examination is the experienced teacher, because the point state is already uh, cannot be moved by the other points, because the parents, the teachers already have more experience, can guide the students, then also know how to treat the question.
I agree with you. Uh, Experienced teachers, they had different. They had a lot of techniques to uh, teach a student, which is they will know the which part student cannot understand, and they will teach them well. So from this, the student which is not perform well will gain knowledge, and so at the end they will perform well in examination.
I could agree more. Because the experienced teacher can give the student motivation in their study. So if the student have the problem in their study, the teachers will help them to improve their study, and it make them can improve and can pass the examination easily.
So we all agree that is the most important factor that can contribute us to perform in examination is experienced teacher.
Sorry to interrupt. Before that, in addition, I just want to put a point. For the experienced teacher, we also can not to shame with the teacher, so we can ask all the question in everything. Then our friend, because sometimes we are shame with our friend to ask the question because we are not to perform in the subject. Okay, so therefore I think we have come up with a good discussion conclusion. So we have agreed about the experienced teacher are the most beneficial to being performed in examination. So thank you.
Thank you.